Welcome back. All right, news of the day. Most of it's going to be injury related. And we're going to start things off with Stamkos, who was out of the last couple of games for Tampa Bay, but they looked pretty good without him in that last one. There were 4 periods there where it looked like their scoring was severely impacted, and then for the next two, they went, psych. So Stamkos is going to be back tonight, and it does look like it was a false positive that he had. And he was pretty confident that it was because according to him, he and his teammates are very diligent about making sure they stay negative on the testing side of things and that they're doing their best to be safe when they're off the ice. So that's good news for Tampa, and they showed that over a short period of time, if they have to play without Stamkos and Cirelli and Kucherov and basically everybody that matters to them, they can still win some games. So yeah, having him back is pretty big for Tampa tonight. San Jose, we'll see how their blue line deals with this. So they'll be without Shimmick and they'll be without Erik Karlsson. That's two of your top four right there. And we don't know how long Karlsson's gonna be out. They're not saying much about it. Just lower body injury took him out of the third period of the last game they played, and Shimmick was injured before that. So we'll see. We'll see how the fill-ins perform and how San Jose performs. They're at 5-7-1. This is a very important homestand for them. And now we don't know how long Karlsson's going to be out because they're not saying anything about it. Johansson is likely to be out for both games against Dallas this week for Nashville. So Johansson off to a slow start, and now he's injured. So when it rains, it pours. That's sometimes the case. It's not raining here yet, but it's going to be. So I can't use outside as an example right now. But yeah, Johansson likely out for the next couple of games. Again, it gives a chance for the depth guys to show what they can do for the Nashville Predators. Toronto, good news for them. Joe Thornton returns. He's already slated to play on the first line in the next game tonight against Ottawa, which means Nick Patan will be a healthy scratch. So Patan, good fill-in player, and doesn't complain a whole lot when he's a healthy scratch. So that's the good news if you're a Toronto fan. Joe Thornton does, in fact, return tonight after missing, I think it's 10 games he missed altogether. Speaking of missing games, Pierre-Luc Dubois. You kind of get the feeling, and I just saying this just without any inside knowledge of any sort, you get the feeling Dubois wasn't 100% when he started up playing for Winnipeg. So he missed Saturday's game. Now he's not playing tonight either. It just seems odd. It seems odd to me that he comes over from Columbus, and I don't remember seeing him get hurt in game. So it makes me wonder if maybe there was something else. I don't know. And then I'm thinking about it. It's like his last game in Columbus. We know he didn't get hurt there. He didn't make the effort to get hurt. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Dubois. All I know is he's not in the lineup tonight. Wasn't in the lineup on Saturday. And much like Karlsson up there, they're not saying a whole lot. Injuries right now, it seems like we're not even getting just the usual announcements of, all right, this guy's going to be out for a week. Yeah, lower body injury. Now it's just, he's not in the lineup. Why? Next question. No, but why isn't he in the lineup? Because he's not in the lineup. So, yeah, there you go. Interesting, something I was reading today on Twitter regarding the AHL and from a reporter who covers the AHL is that they haven't announced how the playoffs are going to work this year with the AHL. And there's some understanding that they don't know there's going to be playoffs in the AHL this year. The AHL is losing a lot of money. And the AHL is basically, it's the developmental league for the National Hockey League. And the amount of money they're losing, I imagine that playoffs don't generate a ton of TV revenue for them anyways. And so it's probably enough of a task to try to put together a regular season with the teams that they have that are playing. So the standings don't matter. The standings do not matter. I've had people saying, hey, you need to start reporting on the AHL. I'm not sure how I would do that other than here's how some of the prospects are playing, because apparently the standings don't matter and there won't be a championship this year. It's just, and that'll be the second year in a row that we won't have a Calder Cup winner. So that's odd right there. And yeah, apparently there may not be playoffs. They haven't announced one way or the other, which is odd because the NHL, we know we're going to get a Stanley Cup playoff. We know the format. The AHL, they haven't announced anything. So just kind of where we're at. Yeah, so keep an eye on how that goes. Nine games in the next 14 days for Buffalo. So there's a good chance that in the next 2 weeks I'll be wearing this for reviews. This, of course, being the new road jersey, and you can tell because the Buffalo. I don't know how the Buffalo wasn't textured the whole time. Now that I see it this way, it's like, yeah, that just makes sense. That's perfect. And when they brought these back and they didn't put the Sabres logo on the shoulders, that's how that always should have been. So now when I look at the old ones, they look kind of goofy. But yeah, next 14 days they play 9 games, and this is what's going to happen for teams that get shut down. So looking at Minnesota, Colorado, the Flyers, and New Jersey, and yeah, they're going to have some pretty rough schedules over a few weeks at the very least. So we'll see how Buffalo comes out of it. If they play those 9 games well, let's say they win 6 out of those 9 games, they have a chance. They have a legit chance. They could be, a team that comes out of nowhere. They've had a chance to have some time off and watch the rest of their division and figure this out. And because all you have to worry about is your own division this year. You don't have to worry about anybody else. So as long as you can figure out how to beat the other 7 teams in your division, 6 if you're in the North, then you've kind of got things figured out. You don't need to watch anything of any other division. You really don't have to. I watch all the divisions because I can, and I enjoy watching all the divisions. Interesting, kind of a fun note from Carolina today, because we need these fun notes right now. Cedric Paquette got his stall in the Carolina locker room, and all it says is new guy. So I will agree too with the person who tweeted out that they kind of missed that it should have said newest jerk. But again, new guy works as well. And Galchenyuk clears waivers, so probably going to the taxi squad for Alex Galchenyuk. I haven't seen if they've announced yet whether or not he's going to the taxi squad, but everybody from yesterday's waivers cleared. So Paul Byron's money was too much for anybody to pick him up. But yeah, Galchenyuk clearing is it's the latest in a long string of things that have happened with Galchenyuk. And here's hoping that career-wise things get better for him. Because it's got to be tough. You sign in Ottawa and you're like, all right, I'm going to reclaim my career. And then a few weeks later, they're like, so we're moving you to Carolina. And Carolina's like, no, why don't you just stay there for a minute? Because we're going to put you on waivers. Has to be tough. Mark Bergevin's come out and said, Victor Mete, we're not trading him. So all the trade rumors of Mete can calm down. And I swear, I know there's people who want me to talk about trade rumors of Crosby. I joked about that weeks ago. Crosby's not going anywhere. The first thing Brian Burke said when they asked him on Tim and said, so what's your first job going to be when you get to Pittsburgh? He said, well, first I'm going to call Sid. Second, I'm going to call Sid. And then I'm going to call Sid. Like, Sidney Crosby is the Pittsburgh Penguins. They aren't going to move on. It's this craziness that, well, Drager said, no. So on a much lower key note, Victor Mete is staying put. Teams are not willing to move these guys just because. And in Calgary, of course, Sam Bennett has been getting extra time, and he's looked pretty good, and he started scoring here and there. So a lot of these, well, come on, Shannon, speculate on these trades. It hasn't happened. The trades that have happened are ones nobody was speculating on. So that just shows that the whole speculative thing it's mostly miss. I would say hit and miss, but it's mostly miss. Philadelphia Flyers wanted to practice today, were scheduled to, and the NHL asked them not to. The NHL is telling them to wait until tomorrow. So my guess is they're just waiting for more negative tests and more guys to come off that protocol and then get back on the ice tomorrow. And they're scheduled to start playing again on Thursday. So very short period of time to ramp things up for Philadelphia between tomorrow and Thursday, but this is where we're at. And then I'm going to go ahead and guess Philadelphia is probably going to have a bunch of games over a very short period of time as well. Whichever team survives this season and has a championship is going to have survived one of the toughest seasons ever. Even though they're not traveling the way that they were, the fact that you're always playing a rival, the fact that you have so many games over short periods, you have these shutdowns going on, everything else going on around us, nothing but respect for the players who are playing right now and for getting through all this. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below regarding any of these items on the board. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.